Hi, I'm Embry and this is Embry's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. Guys, I am back today with a video. Today's video is the big announcement. So I've been hinting at this on social media at this point. I mentioned in the video, the previous video, because this is a part of a three-part underdog series. So the last episode will be underdog series about me, about this particular topic. So yeah, so stay tuned for that in the first video. Then you know that I had been kind of going through some things beforehand, questioning myself, questioning what I'm doing and my purpose and all that, and I need to take a moment and kind of like center myself and like think through about whatever I was feeling and try to understand it. It took some time. I had to take a moment, and it took some time, but I finally come through that. And I would say that everybody has these points in their lives where they have to stop for a minute and just pause and take a moment and think about things. And this was just one of those moments for me, and I did not exactly know where it was going to lead me to. I just knew that I needed to take a moment. I felt like I was being pulled away just for a second, just to figure things out and to like explore a new possibility, a new realm of things for myself. And now when I say I mean talking to God, I had to talk to God. I had to get in his graces and just talk to him and tell him my feelings. That meant praying, listen to the word, figure out the next steps I'm about to take. And after some time it came to me, and this idea I mentioned before on my channel, doing it once before, but I just never there was never a right timing to make the move. And it's a matter of money and being in a position where you can do this. And so I felt like it wasn't really the right time for me to be making this kind of move yet. The first couple times I considered it, and I considered it many of times, and it just never seemed like the right time to do it. And so one day I was online and I typed in a keyword, and the keyword led me to something that I didn't expect. So y'all know a little bit about school for me, how that was for me. And so after leaving high school or whatever and pursuing getting my GED, you know, I found myself liking to learn, wanting to learn, being inspired to learn again, because I had good teachers. And I always feel like the most important part of being a good student is having good educators around you, having people that encourage you, that can be guidance through learning, and you know, and the process of being a student. Because it's hard if you don't have teachers that you can connect with, or people that you can draw from. Sometimes it's hard to have people like that. It's hard when you don't have people like that. And I feel like a lot of times in high school, middle school, elementary school, I didn't connect with all my teachers. Some of them were hard to reach because the classes were so big and there were so many students, so they had more than just one person. They had multiple persons and personalities, and people needed them. So it wasn't always a moment for me to have that one-on-one time with my teachers. And when I did start getting, so I was in my classes, my GD classes, and that's when I felt it the most, you know, that my teachers, I felt like learning had become much easier for me. It wasn't so hard. I understood a little bit more about how I learned. I had teachers that cared if I grasped the information and if I was understanding what I was learning, and so that was a big deal for me. And so after school, I contemplated going back to school a couple times. There was a couple times I even came close. I looked into it. I made plans, but my situation just wouldn't allow it, and it also just didn't feel like the right time. And plus, some of the things that I was looking into going back to school for just really didn't meet the needs that I needed it to meet. I already have a vast understanding about what it is I want to do with my life. I've always had a vast understanding about my purpose, my calling. I've had it since I was young. I know that I want to inspire people, and I want to be able to, you know, be a light for people. And I knew after school or whatever that the only way I could do that was by telling my story, telling people what I had been through, what I had gone through, you know, how things affected me, how I dealt with situations, how I dealt with being bullied, you know what I mean? All those things, how I dealt with being older than most of the people I was in class with. I had to learn how to deal with those things on my own. I have things that I'm dealing with now that currently working on, you know, and I just feel like I feel like my story could be something for somebody else. And school wasn't my strongest thing. It wasn't the thing that I thrived in the most. It wasn't the thing where I stood out the most. School had always been hard for me, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult. So I wasn't ready to go back to school after graduating from GED class. I wasn't ready for that, and I knew that, and that was okay with me. And I always had plans to take some time off because I had been in school for so long. Take some time off for myself and just focus and figure out what it is I want to do. And then it seemed like maybe a year or two after I graduated, I started my YouTube channel, and that became my world. That became the main primary focus of what I want to do. Not saying that it wasn't what I want to do before, because it was, but it just wasn't time. And everything happens in time. Everything is predestined, pre-planned by the man himself, and everything happens when it's supposed to. And I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that what's for me is for me, and I feel like what's for me right now is going back to school. And so I have enrolled in classes, and I am going to school. I will be starting online in September the 7th. That'll be my official first day. So I'm not gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what my degree is, name of the school I'm going to, in the next video. And but I really want to horn in on the fact that I'm so excited about my decision to go back. It's something that to me has been a very, very, very long time coming, and it's something I've wanted for a minute now, and I didn't know quite how to go about doing it or what were my options. And I'm iffy about online, but I just know that I know in my heart that things are different now for me. Like, as far as me knowing how I learn, things are much different for me now. I am very goal oriented. So when it's something that I want to achieve, I will achieve it. I will very much so achieve it. And I have no doubt in my head, I have no doubt in my mind that this is something I want to do. My plan is to be in school at least 3 to 4 years. That's my goal. I don't want to be in that a long time. So the next couple years of my life will be fast and hard. My content on my videos might change. I might change. I don't know what to expect going into this or coming out of this. I just know that the school that I found, talking to the admissions lady and all of that, I knew that I had found, you know, it's like the same feeling I had got when I walked into my GD class. I knew I had found something that I'm so excited about this next chapter. This is like the next chapter of my life. I'm excited about it. I will still be working and doing YouTube. I just have an added thing on, and it's part-time. I would like to eventually make it full-time, especially like when I'm almost done. I would love for it to be full-time. I'm working on a game plan for that now. Who knows what might happen, you know. But I just know that it's a priority for me to do this. It's a big priority. And I feel like for so long I have sat and just waited for things to happen, waited for life to start for me. And this is the first point in my life where I'm taking things and I'm just moving with it. You know, I have a plan, I have a goal, and now I'm ready to get the work and achieve. So I'm very excited about being a student again. It is something that I want to do. I've always wanted a degree, and I think now it's time for me to strike and try to get my degree. That's pretty much it for this video. Just announcing that I just wanted to announce in a big way that I'm going back to school. The next video will be the underdog video, and I'll make time to do that in the next couple weeks or so. So yeah. So I will see y'all soon in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, what you want to hear, what you want to see, and I will do my very, very best to make that happen. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.